What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a fantastic day. While my wife puts our son down for a nap, I thought I'd review one of my father's games. I think he was very happy about this particular game because he texted it to me right after. Just wanted me to see a bit of a comeback he did. You'll see as we progress, but things don't seem to be going his way, and it turns around very, very quickly. So he's on black this time around, and currently he's 1251, and his opponent in this game is 1171. So he starts with king's pawns opening. So does my father, brings out his knight here, and my father pushes with this pawn. Very, very little bit of a bait that my father took. So interesting strategies. I've never had this done to me before, so I probably wouldn't have seen it either at my level of play. So when he moves his pawn here and he captures, the idea is when he takes this, what seems to be a free knight, he comes down here because he can recapture this. He's in check. Now, either he can move his king up, right, of course, or the only other option, right, is to move this pawn up. You're not really left with many other options that I could see. So my father pushes that up, and now he is faced with this here. Now, how do you really how do you prevent this from happening, or what do you do from here? You can go here. This is still captured, right? So it's a bit of a tricky position that he's in, all from this interesting start. So king's pawn opening brings his knight out after that, and he recaptures that pawn, opening this line up. Opening this line up for his queen. So very interesting to see. My father moves his queen up, and there goes the rook. So my father's next move, in my mind, at this point, is to straight up trap the queen. Queen can't take this, can't take this, can't take this, can't go here, cannot go here either. So now at this point, it's how do we actually capture that queen back? He moves his pawn up here to d3. My father does the same to d6 here. The idea is, I think my father wants to castle here, if I remember. So he moves his bishop out. Now his knight is under attack. No worries. He develops his knight here to defend that, and he's still very much trapped. So his opponent really at this point can't do anything but just develop. And after this castle on the king's side, that queen is gone. So he opens that up, of course, doesn't go here, obviously, because then he would just be losing a free bishop. So let's see if he actually, he takes the rook. No problem. He'll definitely trade a queen for a rook. So at this point, it's actually even because he has both rooks and a knight. My father has his queen, bishop, and knight, so there's no point advantage at this point, but there's still a lot of damage to be done. I feel like at this level you could win a lot of these games when you have a queen on your side versus two rooks. I can say the same for more advanced players, probably still very much an even game and more into like positioning of the board, which I quite don't understand, so I can't really tell you position wise who's winning this game, although I like that my father's castle here can move over to the dark square to prevent anything, but he just takes his bishop here, moves over to defend. So this is to me a blunder from his opponent. He takes his bishop and bye or takes his bishop with his rook. So now that rook's gone, and now it's queen versus rook and knight. Here now there's a bit of an advantage for my father. So he moves his knight up, taking that pawn, and just gives a check here, and the final blow of checkmate. So a couple things just to extrapolate from this game. Gotta be aware. And maybe my father actually has seen this before and wanted to trap his queen. But when you see something like this, or something so clearly defended, you gotta think, well, what happens next? You know, what happens if I do that? Versus just a continuation of his development. Maybe you could have went here, or a bit further up, or you could have moved this pawn up. So, you know, you got to really think of everything here. So good on his opponent, but you know, once this queen moved in, and at this point, I mean, it was trapped right here, right? Where can you possibly go? I don't see a way out here. I mean, this whole side is blocked here unless his knight comes out. What could he do by bringing this light square bishop out? Nothing really. If it were a dark square, hey, it'd be great. Maybe he could bring it out here or here, but there's not much for him to do. So at this point, my father already understood, okay, this is going to be a queen. I'm just going to take a few moves to actually get it. But from here, he has no problem with trading pieces, and this was really the final blow. If he kept his 2 rooks, could have been an interesting game. But once his opponent did that, it's pretty much game over. But anyway, that was the game for my father. He's sitting at around 1250 at this point. I think he played a few more games after this. But nonetheless, we are going to continue to review this videos. He wants to remain consistently over 1300. He hasn't hit 1300 just yet, at least not on this account. I do believe previously was 1300, maybe a few years ago, but he started picking up chess again like this more recently. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, you want me to do more of these reviews of my father's games, let me know. And if you're around this level, or you could hear my dog scratching, if you're at this level or a bit higher, leave some tips here for my father too, so you could improve his game so he doesn't get stuck at this level and continues to progress. All right, take care.